I'll never forget waking up to my first traditional Turkish breakfast. I was at my husband's family home, waking up after a long trip to Istanbul. It was a vibrant spread that was a feast for the senses. Bright green cucumbers and olives, white braided cheeses, hard-boiled eggs, jam, golden honey, different kinds of biscuits and breads, scrambled eggs with lots of vegetables and meats mixed inside. My nose was filled with the smell of fresh baked bread and tea being poured for me right as I was taking my seat. I thought this might have been something special that they were doing for me. Nope, this is what it's like to eat a Turkish meal. Always lots of colors, choices, and fresh smells. It dawned on me, this is healthy eating in its most natural form. I used to think eating healthy meant endless, complex salads and giving up all the foods I love, like cookies. But through my journey, I've learned it's much more simple and much more flavorful than I ever imagined. Hello, my name is Casey, and today I want to share another journey with you. How I made healthy eating a sustainable part of my life. And if you get inspired and would like to try to make some new dishes, check out the description below for a few recipes. For most of my adult life, I've been on a quest to find my perfect diet. I know that it is one necessary component of a good, long life, but I just was not sure how to get there. I was used to eating a lot of frozen pizzas and hamburger helper, which I still eat these things. There was just not much fresh food that I was used to preparing and eating, so even stepping a bit away from processed foods was good progress. So I tried different trending things. In an effort to eat more beans, I put chickpeas in the oven. This was a decent snack, but they didn't hold very well the next day. I was making a lot of salads, but I don't like soggy lettuce, so I would spend so much time spinning it dry. What kind of trending diets have you tried? Anything worked? Abysmal failure? Let me know in the comments below. As a person with goals in addition to living healthy, I knew to make changes stick, it would need to be simple enough to incorporate into my daily routine. I knew if I figured out what the science says, there would be no denying what I needed to do. It started with a course in nutrition and then hours poring over books from the library and watching YouTube videos. Distilling everything down, I set up a few rules for myself to keep aiming for. Think of eating as a weekly thing rather than a daily thing. This helped me work out those days where I was eating a lot of sweets or not enough veggies. I'm able to make up for it on other days. Eat as many colors as you can. Trying to eat the rainbow each week is a good way to do this. The different colors indicate that there are different chemicals in them, and you want a wide variety of molecules for your body to choose from when it's performing its various tasks. Eat more veggies and beans. In general, trying to work these into my diet was tough. I just wasn't used to preparing them. Eat more olive oil and fish. These are full of those good fats they talk about. Olive oil was easy, I just switched out other oils. The fish, I still have issues with eating enough. The closer to nature, the better. The less processed things are, the easier they are for your body to handle. Also, try eating foods only when they are in season. They are likely more nutritious and, again, closer to nature. I experimented, but somehow I couldn't find my way to follow these rules. I was overcomplicating it for the longest time. Things like eating quinoa or making zucchini noodles, acai berries. It all felt like too much. Now, I'm not knocking any of these things, they just were not sustainable for me long term. With all the complexity, I tried to do the shortcuts. Batch cook or freeze, but this just made me realize unless it's a select few dishes, I am not a fan of leftovers. And I probably wasted more than anything. I knew to become that healthy eater that I envisioned, that I would need to find simple, repeatable meals using similar ingredients in varied ways. It seemed so intimidating to find. Then everything changed when I discovered Turkish cuisine. It was like all the healthy eating pillars I struggled to maintain were naturally woven into these delicious, simple dishes. Turkish food is littered with healthy ingredients. The warm climate makes growing many fruits and vegetables easy, so there are always a lot in season, and eating fresh food is generally a really important thing for the Turkish people. Additionally, the same ingredients keep showing up over and over, making grocery shopping really simple. Cucumbers and tomatoes, for instance, are served in different ways at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I remember living in Istanbul and seeing every single family leave the grocery with a full bag of tomatoes and a full bag of cucumbers. During breakfast, the cucumbers would be served as fresh sticks, while the tomatoes, along with peppers and onions, would be cooked into eggs. There would be sandwiches with cucumbers and tomatoes on them for lunch with a side of bean soup. And for dinner, there's always a main dish served with a salad, usually chopped cucumbers, tomatoes, a bit of lettuce, and onion. So let's look over those pillars that I was looking for in my healthy diet. Eating all the colors of the rainbow. There was a super simple salad with every meal, and fruits were snacks in the evening. Eat more veggies and beans. It is so simple to make both into soups. Anything can be a soup with an immersion blender. Also, Turkish people tend to start the day with lots of tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, and onions. So the 5 a day is already got a good jump before even leaving the house. Eat more olive oil and fish. Olive oil mixed with butter is the base of a lot of dishes. And I'm not a huge fan of fish, but my husband reminds me about it each week. Closer to nature, the better. Processed food was really expensive in Turkey, so this kind of just sank in when I lived there. I started thinking of all of those kinds of things as a treat. Finally, I used a lot of the same ingredients in different ways. There was a lot of cheap ways to add flavor to Turkish dishes. Tomato paste is added to many soups and other meals for that deep umami taste. Fresh garlic is added to so much. And if nothing else, there's red pepper flakes or lemon to top most things for that last zing of flavor. And to make preparing things even easier, a few kitchen tools have been game changers for me. A good knife. I have small hands, so getting one that fits me made chopping a lot easier. Also, a good knife is really sharp, and then everything is like cutting butter. A veggie slicer. Turkish people use this a lot, and I feel like it adds a little bit of extra love. For instance, when they're making salads, they'll peel the skin before they chop it, and it just really elevates the texture of the salad. An immersion blender. This was intimidating to use at first, but with a YouTube tutorial, I am now unstoppable with making lentil, butternut squash, zucchini, and any other soup you can think of. None of the items are needed for eating Turkish food, but they've made healthy cooking not just doable, but enjoyable for me. My journey to sustainable, healthy eating wasn't quick, but it was so worth it. And if I can do it, so can you. Start simple, be kind to yourself, and find what works for you. And if you need ideas, let me know in the comments below. I would love to brainstorm with you. Thanks for watching, and here's to your health.